Go ahead and go.
Okay, hi and welcome everybody. My name is Andrea Brito and I'm one of the KC SourceLink and Missouri SourceLink community-based network navigator. And right now we're gonna have the session on small businesses, big voice. And I want to let you guys know if you guys have any questions, please feel free to send those questions in the chat for the panelists they're going to be talking today. And also, if you have any more questions for any of the panelists, let us know. And you guys can go into the networking session after, send the questions to them. If you have any questions for us, let us know. And we get those answers. Now, with no further ado, I give you guys Ruben Alonso. He's going to be taking it away and presenting everybody that is going to be for this session. Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you, Andrea. Gracias. So Ruben Alonso, president of AltCap. Welcome, everybody. Really excited to have this session to introduce you all to the Small Business Big Voice campaign and hopefully get some immediate feedback and input from attendees in this session, but as well as recruit you all to help us with really hearing more from our small business community in Kansas City to see how we can support small businesses and help them through not only the pandemic, but help bring our small business community back stronger than ever and support our local economy here in Kansas City. So again, Ruben Alonso, president of AltCap. We're a CDFI, a community development financial institution here in Kansas City. We provide small business and microloans to businesses, entrepreneurs throughout the Kansas City region. We've been pretty much on the front lines this year with COVID, standing up a $5 million small business and microloan fund to support small businesses, give them a financial lifeline to get through the pandemic. And in that time, this past 7 to 8 months, we've heard from a lot of small businesses and heard of the struggles that they faced, the challenges that they faced. Also have certainly been inspired by the perseverance that a lot of small businesses have had to get through this. But in hearing from all the small businesses, we're really at AltCap, we're very interested to see how we can continue to support our small business community. So we have a great partnership with the city of Kansas City, Missouri. KCBizcare, Rick Usher and Nia Richardson are on this session with us, joining us. And then also 3 council members who I think are going to be incredible champions and advocates for small businesses and have been, but certainly in this campaign, we have Councilwoman Andrea Boo, who's joining us in this session as well. And she'll talk a little bit about her connection with small businesses and being a former small business owner herself. So with that, I'll turn it over to Councilmember Boo. But again, thankful for all of you for joining this session and really excited to tell you more about this Small Business Big Voice campaign.
Thank you, Ruben. And I want to thank you, AltCap, KCBizcare. It is very exciting to be able to kick off. We kicked off this campaign, this initiative last week. I was a small business owner. I opened a business in 2008 in a time that was very difficult, much like it is today. I faced the similar struggles that small businesses face today. I was fortunate to have access to capital. We know that a lot of small businesses right now do not. And the purpose of this listening campaign is to hear the difficulties that small businesses are facing, not only with the roadblocks that COVID is facing or that is presenting, but also just to hear the other roadblocks that are put into place by everyday difficulties with the bureaucracy that I know that cities put into play. They're into place that small businesses who don't have attorneys, who don't have architects, who don't have the resources to hire professionals that maybe large companies have. So what we're here to do is listen. to hear small businesses who are the backbone of our economy, and to hear from you, and so that we know how better to assist you as we move forward. So I appreciate you, Ruben, AltCap. I appreciate Nia and Rick being here to be a partner with us and listen, so that we can make the pathway better as we emerge, hopefully in the next few months, from this COVID crisis. But we know that the path is going to be difficult for our small businesses. And we want to make sure that we are listening to the difficulties that you have, and that we can make it better for you. We know that with the additional guidelines that were put into place yesterday, that the next few months are going to be difficult. And we want to work with you to make that that process easier. And so I thank you again. Thank you all for being here. Please let us know. Ask us questions. Tell us your issues. This is your opportunity to get to let us hear your voice, because that is what we're here for today.
Well, thank you, Councilwoman. Rick Usher with the City Manager's Office. I'm Assistant City Manager for Small Business and Entrepreneurship. And these listening sessions like take me back to 2011 when Councilman Scott Taylor had a special committee on small business. We had a series of listening sessions across the city in each council district, as we will again in this round of listening sessions with council members. It's just been very effective to bring small business owners out. And then we have staff, myself, Nia Richardson, and others who will be monitoring the discussion and identifying issues that you bring up as small business owners. In 2011, 2012, we reported 67 recommendations for changes, and we tracked those changes and reported back to the community on what changes were made. And if you think back on that, micro lending, Justine Peterson came to Kansas City, partnered with AltCap. AltCap is now doing that micro lending program. So we learned from our constituents and small business owners, and we're trying to, number one thing at City Hall is, provide streamlined, easily accessible city services. So we definitely want to hear what you have to bring to us. And again, we will track that and report back with you. And on the issue of tracking and understanding just what your issues are, Nia Richardson with KCBizcare described the new tools we have in place for this.
Thank you, Rick. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nia Richardson. I am the Assistant to Director for Small Business and Entrepreneurship with the City of Kansas City, and I'm the manager for the KCBizcare office. And so I'm going to show you very quickly one of the new tools, which is the virtual one-stop shop that the BizCare office has. For those of you who are not familiar with KCBizcare office, we support or provide technical assistance for new businesses or new entrepreneurs or businesses looking to establish in Kansas City, Missouri. So we help with the business registration, permitting, and licensing process. Our office shares space with the business license office, which helps create a physical one-stop shop, but because of COVID-19, we are limited to capacity. So KCBizcare, as far as technical assistance, will be supporting people via phone, email, virtually. And I'm going to show you a little bit of what that looks like, as well as the resources and tools that we have available to you now. Over the next year or so, our office will be curating this site to add more new tools for small businesses, ways to interact with KCBizcare more easily, tools for how to get a zoning clearance for your business so that you can actually apply for a business license, things like that, that can be easily done virtually. Right now, you can go to bizcare.kcmo.gov. Here, you will learn more about the small business listening sessions. We encourage that not only do you participate in a listening session, but also take the online survey. The online survey will be very, very important for us to collect data about what the businesses need and be able to share that with our council representatives so that they can better understand that, along with the information that we'll be getting from our listening sessions. We actually piloted this website and survey during COVID-19 and got about 200 or so responses from small businesses, and we're able to learn a lot of different things. During that time, we dropped it around the second round for PPP and got a good understanding of what was kind of going on then with the assistance needed for these businesses to be more successful at obtaining capital for their business. Those are some things we're definitely going to take into consideration moving forward, and as we're listening to the small businesses. So this site is where you can go to get the information about the Small Business Big Voice Tour. Before I pass it on, I want to share a couple more things with you on this site. We also have headlines about the new guidelines. Again, we have a new tool for business registration. We created an online business registration guide. Here is where I can walk you through the various steps, along with quick links to the various other sites that you would need to fill out applications to register your business. So if you are a new business owner, you're looking to get your business registered in Missouri, and you want to do business in Kansas City, Missouri, you want to be licensed, our office can assist you and let you know where to go for that. Although I do not legally advise you on how to set up your business, I can give you all the tools or direction of where you need to go to do so. So not only with the state or federal agencies, but looking within the city to know what departments to go to for various permits that you would need based on the type of business that you operate. Also note, right now, there are several, or a few, not several, but a few new tools out there for financial assistance. There's some grants. We have those listed here. One that just recently came out is through Central City Sales Tax. There is a COVID-19 relief fund that's available through LISC. Gift has grants for Black-owned businesses that they're giving away, I believe, monthly. And then, of course, there are some other ones, some that are just expired. But if you are looking for any type of grant or loan products, this is the site, or this is the page where we will post that information. I want to share just one more tool with everyone so that you're aware. For our existing businesses, we've teamed up with our finance department. We're providing tax industry guides. So these are guides that will lead you straight back to the city's website, but will also show you, this is a good tool to use to walk through with your accountant or an attorney to better understand the things that you need to operate your business. When it comes to understanding the calendar when you pay your taxes, what taxes will be triggered from the type of business that you have, all those things will be here. And then, of course, we're available to answer any questions or point you in the direction of where to go to get that question answered. So those are just a couple of tools that you can find right now on our website, our virtual one-stop shop to assist our small businesses. Again, we hope to learn more new tools that we can add to the site during the session as well. And that's all I have for the introduction on where to go for
all right, well,
to find out more about the listening sections and the survey.
All right, well, I don't see that we have any questions coming in from the audience yet. I will point out that just some examples of actions the city council is taking and has taken during the pandemic. During the summer, we saw the orders allowing. We started with the 10-10-10, where you had limited occupancy, and so the council approved ordinances allowing street cafes, expanded sidewalk cafes, and then parkways. These permit processes were set up by the city council to approve those processes after input from the business community. We implemented those processes in this work from home environment, and we made those permit applications available through Compass KC. And so restaurants and other establishments across the city have taken advantage of that, and we've allowed that activity to continue. And it's just, like I say, one example of listening to the business community and then taking some action where we can. And Councilwoman Boo, you had some other experiences similar to this that maybe we...
Sure. And yes, and we're looking at some of those changes that we've made through this process of making them more permanent. And I think that's something that we will be looking at over the next few months, because we found that our small businesses, our restaurants have found that they have been benefited to the restaurants through COVID, but also see the benefit as we move forward. Just this last week, we also approved a change to our liquor license ordinance that would allow a new, what we refer to as an experiential type of business, that would modify the sales by the drink liquor license, so that you would not necessarily have to have a food sales to go with that liquor license. There is a new business that was looking to come into the Kansas City market to sell barbecue sauce and beer, but our liquor license would not allow him to do that because he did not sell enough food. And we worked with our alcohol beverage advisory group and made some modifications to our chapter 10, the liquor ordinance. And that is something we're actually looking at modifying in a more kind of comprehensive way that will kind of bring it, I would say, to this new century that protects the neighborhoods, because that's something that we're very concerned with when we look at the KC blueprint for health, that we're not impacting our neighborhoods, not adversely impacting our schools, but we're also allowing flexibility in our retail stores. One example is Made in Kansas City Marketplace, Made in KC Marketplace on the plaza. They've expanded into other areas. They do allow wine sales, but I think they had to make some restrictions in the way that they sold to fall within our liquor license. So we're trying to look at the way our small businesses, specifically in this case, our retail businesses, operate to provide a more user-friendly. And I just want to comment on Nia and what she's done and what we're doing at KCBizcare. This process is so much better than when I opened my small business in 2008. It is a one-stop shop where you can go and have everything at your disposal. And I want to commend Nia and Rick, you. We are making strides in providing services to small businesses. And I'm glad that Ruben, when you contacted us at the city, our city council members, this is really the logical step, because Rick, as you said, Councilman Taylor did have a small business committee. And I think we had kind of lost some connectivity with our small businesses. And we started reacting during the COVID crisis to some needs of our small businesses, but it was reactionary. And I think this process provides us with a more comprehensive approach to the needs of small businesses now and moving forward. And I think that is very important as we meet the needs of our small businesses, so that we're not necessarily just putting out fires, because I felt that that's what we've been doing over the next 8 months, is how do we quickly react to the immediate needs? But now we can do that during this process, but also look at long-term solutions to some of the issues and build upon what is being done at KCBizcare, what is being done at AltCap, providing capital, providing access to capital and other things that small businesses need to be a success.
Yeah, and that's a great lead into a question we have from the audience. The question is, what have the federal and state governments done to budget for small business financing for the next calendar year? That's a big question, right? That's
Ruben, I can maybe help address that, Rick, because AltCap was actually a PPP lender in the second round of PPP funds. And I think we're all anticipating some sort of third round of PPP relief funds coming down from the federal government. Not sure when, if it's going to be this year or early next year, but I think the idea is to do another round that we felt was definitely a helpful program for a lot of small businesses at AltCap. You know, we tried to really focus our PPP lending to small businesses, entrepreneurs that we felt were kind of being left out. In particular, a lot of minority-owned businesses that you know, did not have, were not accessing those PPP relief funds for a whole host of reasons. But we certainly think that'll augment a lot of the local and state efforts as well to bring back another round of PPP funds.
Mm-hmm.
I would completely agree with that. I'm not sure. I'm afraid it's going to fall on deaf ears, but I did send a letter to our senators and our governor yesterday requesting more funding for our small businesses. You know, I felt that I needed to do something, but I think that is the answer, because if we are going to limit the ability of our small business to operate, which I think, you know, we have to face the uncontrolled community spread of this disease. I mean, I think that is what we have to do. That if our schools are closed, I think, you know, we have to look at closing down some of our bars and restaurants. I mean, I think that is only logical. But I also think that if we're going to do that, we also have to provide resources to ensure the economic stability of our businesses. And so I did reach out to our federal and our state partners, asking them to provide additional resources so that we as local governments can provide the funds to ensure that our families and our businesses are safe. Again, I've only received acknowledgement of receipt at this point.
So everyone listening can just send a reminder to all their senators and congressmen, right, to read your note and respond. So we have another question. Do you work with other cities and groups in helping provide all of this fantastic, helpful information to all of the small businesses throughout KC and the surrounding areas? I'll start on that one. At KCBizcare, and maybe Nia can try to jump back in if her connection is better, but at KCBizcare, we partner with, of course, with AltCap, KC Source Link, who's hosting this Global Entrepreneurship Week, and all of the resource partners available through that. So we're lucky in Kansas City to have the resource navigator at KC Source Link, where you can go in and see over 200 organizations, entrepreneur support organizations that are there to help you. And we also have, I don't know where we are, Nia, there are dozens of small chambers that handle minority and other business associations that we've been talking with. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, we've been working with other minority chambers on this work. But as far as cities go, you know, we're the city of Kansas City, so I'm obligated to help, you know, residents of the city, businesses within the city. You could be from the Kansas side, but as long as you're doing business in Kansas City, I could definitely support you. Now, I will not turn you away, but this is taxpayers' dollars that we are utilizing to assist you. But we have had several cities reach out. We are trying to see if we can work with Wyandotte County KCK with their office. Shea Lockett is me over there. So we've been trying to work together to see what we can do and maybe share the tools that we have. The city of Columbia, El Paso. I mean, we've had other cities from all over the country that have reached out to see what we were doing, to see how they can do the same for their businesses. But, you know, I'm obligated to KCMO businesses. I will not turn you away.
And then we're also partnered, like through the work you're doing, Nia, with Living Cities and the cohort of other cities around the country. So we do have organizations like Living Cities, like National League of Cities. We're in a cohort there assisting informal entrepreneurs. So it's an interesting group of folks that don't realize that their side hustle is really a business, and they're entrepreneurs, and we can help them grow and scale if they'll come and talk with us. So, you know, pay attention, folks, for more information about that effort. We are, hoping, we'll keep fingers crossed, there might be some funding opportunity available in that field of emerging entrepreneurs.
And Rick, I mean, we've had definitely some flexibility to work with other cities, municipalities in the region. I mean, AltCap is kind of homegrown Kansas City, Missouri organization, but we've kind of extended our reach to include pretty much the metro of Kansas City. So working in other cities, helping small businesses in other communities throughout the region. Have a great partnership just on our COVID-19 regional loan fund. Again, that $5 million loan fund that we stood up with support of civic community, the business community, or local banks. That is a regional loan fund, and we still have about $1 million left in microloan capital to support small businesses throughout the region. We had a really great partnership with City of Overland Park through our affiliate Community Capital Fund, which is working with the City of Overland Park to provide grants through the City of Overland Park's HUD, kind of CDBG and CARES Act funds that they received. So we certainly have, a lot of flexibility to work throughout the region, but definitely, feel what Kansas City or City of Kansas City is doing, especially with BizCare. I mean, this is a great model for how to support a small business community, for how to engage small businesses. And again, I think this small business big voice campaign is just another way where I see the city of Kansas City, Missouri, kind of taking the lead in the region to really connect with its small business community and hopefully, focus on creating a more conducive environment for entrepreneurs and small businesses to be successful and to thrive. I know AltCap, we've been pretty much a real estate focused entity in terms of financing real estate development. And, we do kind of bring a place and people-based economic development strategy. But with our work in small business financing, micro lending, it's definitely more focused on people and entrepreneurs. So, I'm really hoping that, with this campaign, we can hear from more small businesses about how the city of Kansas City can support a more conducive environment for small businesses to thrive, because it's not just capital that's going to help a small business. There's other resources, there are other kind of things that, policies that could really help our entrepreneurship community here in Kansas City.
All right. Well, so I have another question related to grant funding. Do you happen to know why the Clay County grants are only for Kansas City and not cities like Gladstone or Liberty?
That was CARES Act related, because that county applied for CARES Act, and then they gave their portion to the city to administer the fund for the portion that covered Kansas City. I think that's correct.
And are those the dollars EDC is administering then in Clay County?
Yeah, those are dollars EDC. Mm-hmm.
So would any funding then that Gladstone or Liberty might have received, that would be administered by an organization within those city limits? Is that what we're saying?
If that's the case, then that would be based on whatever CARES Act funding that they receive, and if they want to administer those dollars for grants.
So it's not a county administered, because it's an EDC of Kansas City, Missouri managed fund, then it's not available outside of our city limits.
Yeah, I think, because I from what I remember, the counties applied for the CARES Act, they got the money, the city didn't, and so they gave their portions in to cover that area. But as the city, we administered it through our EDC.
Yeah,
that's
how it worked out.
Okay. Another question: is there a coordinating budgeting effort to reallocate public money to all areas of need: affordable housing, healthcare, new educational challenges, food security, homelessness, along with small businesses? So that's
sounds like a council question.
Big budget question.
We haven't started that process yet, but I think there will be a serious look at the next budget about how we allocate our limited resources, because we are going to have to cut some areas of the budget, and I think there's going to be some great needs. And so I think yes, we will be looking at all of those areas because they're very important needs.
Yeah, I think when you think about competing needs, council member, I mean, yeah, the city has a lot of needs, and I think this is a great way for small businesses to communicate what their needs are and allow you to help you prioritize those needs of all your different constituents and in the community.
Right, absolutely, and this is the platform to do that. If we are wanting to hear from small businesses, we are wanting to hear from hear your needs, and this is kind of, this is starting before the budgeting process, and this is a great opportunity to say what your needs are and express your needs, but also I mean, we're not, the survey may limit your responses, but this format is certainly not going to limit your responses on what you think the city's direction should be.
Oh, we gave them opportunity in the survey to
not. I thought you probably would. I haven't taken the survey, but maybe I should look at it more closely. So I don't think we're going to turn away any opinions on what you think the city's direction should be. So.
And can I also just note that the survey, you can take that from your mobile phone right now. The site that we showed you is mobile friendly. The survey is mobile friendly. Of course, we wanted to make sure we weren't creating a bigger digital divide. So everything that we will be doing out of BizCare will be accessible from your phone. Otherwise, we'll find a way around it. We don't want to make it harder. We want to make it easier for you to be able to do what you need. So if you can do that right now, it takes you about 10 to 15 minutes, go through the survey, answer the questions. We would really, really appreciate it. Another way is to get your voice heard. Just, you can be as loud as you want in that.
And Rick, I know we're doing this in a question and answer format, but if someone has, comments or concerns or issues, I think this would be an opportunity to address those as well. You don't have to provide your this in the form of a question. You can provide a statement, you can provide a concern, and we can respond.
Right.
In the form of an answer, or we can take it under advisement as the attorney in me is coming out.
Yeah, Rick, put your ear closer to that megaphone next to you.
Right. So we do have a question, Nia. Folks want your contact information on sharing the programs that we're working on with other cities.
My contact information, I can be reached. I have the easiest number in City Hall. It's area code 816-513-1234. My email is nia.richardson@kcmo.org. If you have other cities or know anyone that's interested in talking more about, what we do, I'm more than happy to share that information. I'll train whoever wants to be trained on this. We need the support in our office to really get these resources out to our small businesses.
All right. And then we have another question. What kind of grants are out there for companies providing for virtual learning to our schools?
None that I'm aware of right now through the city or through any of the partners that we work with. That may be something you may want to look on more federal level. Grants.gov is a place that we, even as a city, we look a lot to see where there are grant opportunities that we can chase to support our small businesses. So you may want to look there more of a national or federal level to see what may be available. As of right now, I'm not aware of any that support the virtual school education as of yet. But if I find it, we'll put it up.
Depending on where the company is in their growth, and if they're local, that might be at SourceLink. I'm blanking on the name of the program. The
GovDev.
Anyway.
Scale Up.
Scale Up is one. The other, the smaller grant program though.
GI, we're going through all of them.
Is LaunchKC an option, Nia?
Yeah, well, LaunchKC might be an option.
Yeah.
Watch on the Twitter.
And if they're an operating business, I mean, there are 2 grant programs out there. There's the City of Overland Park grant, but there's also the ECJC, the Enterprise Center of Johnson County, they've got a significant grant program up to $10,000 for small businesses if you're a Johnson County business.
All right. Let's see. Virtual learning. So, okay, I don't see any more questions in that area. What else do we do for small business? You know, we try to take down the hurdles, not put up so many. As Councilman Boo was saying, like, just, you know, tell us what's there that's preventing your business from thriving. That's kind of the way we start these listening sessions. What is that issue today? It's not always going to be something that the city might have direct responsibility for. Like we've talked about some ordinance changes or some permit processes we simplified. We've had complaints in the past from business owners that ended up being, say, MoDOT's responsibility or some other local agency's responsibility. We'll take that on for you as we can to advocate for a small business. There was a focus group discussion we had on Independence Avenue with business owners there several years back, where they were happy that the streetscape had been improved and that trash cans were being put in, but the kind of victims of their own success. The trash cans were filling up faster than they were being emptied. So we talked with city staff about increasing, you know, trash pickup. So sometimes it's very small things. I mean, I can't tell you how many meetings I've been in with business owners around the city that somewhere in the conversation, there's a pothole or a leaking fire hydrant or a broken curb that, you know, has been that way for 12 years, or a no parking sign that has no purpose anymore and is preventing me from having a loading zone for my business. So bringing those things to our attention, we can help run those conversations through, whether it's City Hall or other organizations, to ensure that it's still some purpose for, you know, whatever might be there, and then otherwise try to accommodate your business need.
Hey, Rick, I just want to let everybody know, because I know I get questions a lot about, you know, what's going on in our office and how many new businesses are starting. We just did our major accomplishment, our KPI report for the city. Within this fiscal year, which starts in May, and even if you count maybe just a month or two before then, our office has licensed over 817 new businesses. And that's all the way reported up to October. So we're not even looking at November numbers. When I did some analysis, I saw that we weren't surpassing what we did the previous year, but we were still running neck and neck. And that's with limited capacity to our office. That's with moving people more virtually. And again, with some of the agencies that we will refer you to, like the state office or going to a different office or to a health department, some of these also are closed or have limited capacity, but even still, it seems like we're all being very resilient and still moving forward. So I commend those new business owners. Congratulations who are out there, especially the 5 that helped today get their businesses started. And we're seeing a lot of people still doing food related industries, which is something that we're definitely going to add a new tool to that website. We're making sure you can quickly access how to start a restaurant or how to start a food related business. We're seeing a lot of people do mobile businesses. We've seen a lot of people pivot one way or another in their business to kind of better accommodate in COVID-19. Congrats to those SAFE grant recipients that I spoke with last week and helping them to get their business started. So SAFE grant was through the health department as a way to curb violence in the community by encouraging entrepreneurship. We know entrepreneurship encourages employment, stability, and wealth building in our community. So entrepreneurship is very, very key. I'm a big believer in it. I do believe it's a key ship for us to build in order for our communities to be more resilient against, you know, recession, gentrification, or whatever it is that's kind of ailing that community. Entrepreneurship is key for all of us. So if you have any more questions about what BizCare is doing, how you can access us or get some more help, again, I gave out my information, but you can go to bizcare.kcmo.gov. That's where the information is for the listening session survey, as well as just our office in general and how you can contact us.
All right.
So we have Councilwoman Shaw getting ready to jump on.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, hello.
How you doing?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. See, just fine there. We've just been going through some of the questions being posed by the audience. I think we've got an audience of over 38 folks watching here during Global Entrepreneurship Week. So the next question that has come in is Innovation Center, Kaufman, KCBizcare, et cetera, are doing such great work. Where are the highest priority rooms for improvement? Had my second SCORE consultation yesterday, so helpful. So SCORE, that service corps of retired executives that is available. Yeah, so where are the highest priority rooms for improvement in entrepreneurial support today?
I'll jump in first and just say one thing that we're focused on, especially the work that we were doing with Living Cities around inclusive procurement, is back office support. I cannot legally advise people on how to structure their business, but I would love to connect someone with an attorney so that they can better understand what their needs are and they're properly structuring from the beginning. But people really don't understand how important an attorney and an accountant is to the success of your business. And like I've mentioned on other broadcasts before, business owners, we can't do everything. We just need to know how to put the right people and the right resources around us for us to be successful. Your business is your baby, the craft and everything, the skill is what you love to do. You can still do that if you pull the right resources around you, not get consumed by your business. So starting early with that and having that back office support is something that we're going to be focused on in BizCare, as we also open a door for procurement and doing business with the city, because we have a lot of business that don't realize that government contracts is a way to go. And that's how you can grow really fast. And, you know, I'm working with the city to see how we can leverage our buying power to help grow small businesses through our procurement certification process and making sure that information is readily available to you as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. And just add again what I said before, like, you know, small businesses, you know, access to capital is huge, and certainly, you know, making more equitable access to capital is something that AltCap is focused on. But to Nia's point, I mean, the technical assistance, those business development services are just as critical. And we saw that just through this year, how many businesses struggled because they didn't have that, you know, the kind of the expertise around, you know, running all aspects of their business. It was kind of all hands on deck this year. So that's definitely, you know, an area that I know, like our resource partners, KC SourceLink, Women's Business Center, are definitely, you know, trying to bring more of those technical assistance services to small businesses.
And I was just going to add that I completely agree. I think that may be something, and you know, I hate we can't see all of the participants, is to see if that's you know, a referral service or a network of professionals and financial institutions that we can refer people who come through the door at KCBizcare and connect them, because you're right, Nia. Although you're Superwoman, you can't do it all, right?
Okay, so it came to me. I was trying to think of Digital Sandbox earlier. I don't know why that didn't come to me, but if you've got a mobile app you're working on, if there's some technology need you have, you can pitch to the Digital Sandbox, and I think they're still giving grants up to like 15,000. So, hey, the moderator is telling me that we are at 4:45. So, I think.
Yeah, Rick, I know we want to give Councilwoman Park Shaw an opportunity to talk about the first listening session that we have coming up tomorrow. So Councilmember Park Shaw is going to kick it off. Also, I think, you know, an excellent advocate for small businesses. She was a small business owner herself. So I'm really excited to be working with her and Angela in her office to launch this campaign. So.
Yes, thank you so much, Ruben, and thank you to the entire panel for putting on such an excellent, informative session today. And as they said, I'm Councilwoman Raina Park Shaw, Councilwoman for Kansas City's 5th District. And actually, I am still a small business owner. It's funny, just yesterday, I celebrated 18 years of starting my Avon business. Knock, 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 Avon lady calling. And it's funny, I started when my son was a baby and was able to really knock on enough doors to open 2 brick and mortar stores. And of course now, given the way that everything is now, my store is still active, however it's online. So being a small business owner, I know what it's like to try to have to do everything and try to be an expert in everything about the business. And so I really jumped at the chance to get involved with this, and I'm excited to announce that we are actually able to do the first listening session tomorrow, which is November the 18th at 6 p.m. And I want to encourage you all to get involved, because we really want to hear what you have to say. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, and you can register at bizcare.kcmo.gov/SBBV. And they probably, yep, okay, there it is. Rick is actually pointing on the side of the screen. So I want to encourage you all to register for that because we really want to hear what you have to say. Again, it's going to be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. If you're not available tomorrow night, you can actually still provide some input online as well. And I know that our wonderful crew has already given you that information also. But thank you so much to the team, and happy Global Entrepreneurship Week, everyone. I believe that, while 2020 has really brought us really a bunch of challenges, that I think the work that our Kansas City team, Nia, Ruben, and Rick, and others are doing will really be beneficial to you and your businesses. So please spread the word and join us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, guys, for so much information. I'm sure everybody, all the entrepreneurs, are very thankful for all the input that you guys have. Again, thank you, guys, for being here. My name is Andrea Brito with KC Source Link and Missouri Source Link. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will connect you with all of them, the right resource that is best fit for your business. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.